Nope. Ain't gonna start. Looks like it's new battery time for this baby. This is my 2018 Harley-Davidson Sportster 883, and I've had it for a little over a year now, and I haven't done anything to it. I bought it used, and everything that you see on it is what I bought it with. Let me give you a little tour of the bike. So to change the battery of this bike, you need to remove this left-hand panel and also the seat. So my seat has just a thumb screw here, and it has a little spacer. So hold on to that, be careful you don't lose it. The spacer goes just in there like that. And the seat, you lift it right off. And now this is what you're gonna see. Just a bunch of wires. Whew. Adjust this thing. But there's the positive terminal of the battery. So we'll remove that positive terminal. We'll remove this from the battery. Looks like, let's see if that's a 10 millimeter. Well, I always like to remove the negative first, so we'll remove this one in a minute. Let's go over here and find the negative. So this panel comes off. There's two little locking tabs that you could push down, slide a screwdriver up in there and pry it off. Mine comes out from the bottom, and you just pry it up and pull it out. And there's all kinds of wirings down here too. It's a really tight fit. So here's the negative terminal, and this is what we'll be removing. So yeah, that's a 10 millimeter. So it looks like there's a washer and two terminals hooked to this. So these are the two wires that were hooked to the negative terminal. There's this little black wire, and there is this one. It may not be the same on your bike, but I'm just showing you what it's like on mine in case yours is the same. And you need to see this. So now let me remove the positive side. And it looks like there's two wires for this too. This wire here, it's got the cap on it and it has a bent 45 degree. And then this one over here, which has a black cover on it and a red after that. So those were like that, hooked to the battery. So we can remember that for when we put them back on. And now this battery should slide out over here. So see, it's got this holder that's tie down that's keeping it in here. This is a piece of plastic and then this metal that goes. So I'm just gonna push this forward and lift this to pop it out like that. And then we'll bring this bar down and we'll release it from the bottom. Now on the bottom, it's a little more difficult. Well, it's not difficult because it's just a bolt, but you need a socket to get to it. So it looks like it's the same 10mm size, but you'll need to reach a socket in there. And it looks like you'll need an extension. I mean, I have this big saddlebag on it, so it makes it a little more difficult. I could remove it, but it's really hooked in there good all the way back in there, and it'd be difficult for me to put it back on. And so I'm gonna reach a deep socket 10mm in there and remove this so I can remove this bar, so I'll be able to slide this battery out. So I guess if you remove this bottom screw first, then the bar is not going to be flopping around while you're trying to take it off. So just remember, when you put it back in, positive side goes in first and the negative is on this side. 225 cold cranking amps. And it's an AGM battery. You can tell because it doesn't have the non-spillable. I mean, this is an actual Harley-Davidson battery. I don't think we'll be replacing it with a Harley-Davidson battery. I just gotta call and check around and see who has a battery like this to replace it with. So I'm gonna call around and find out who has a battery like this, and we'll go pick it up. We'll bring this one with us in case they need a core, and be back in a little while. So I just got back from the store. This battery I decided to get. This is a lithium battery. I've never heard of them before, but the guy at the store said, oh yeah, people with Harleys buy these. It's like, it feels like a toy. But it says it's guaranteed to start. It's got a 3-year warranty on it, and it wasn't much more expensive than a regular battery. So I'm gonna give it a try. It's got a little test button on here that we could see how much charge is in it. And I also got a trickle charger because I'm not gonna be riding this bike very often. So I don't think I'm gonna hook it up just yet because it's a brand new battery, but maybe I'll start hooking it up. I'm not sure about that. But let's put this in and see that bike crank. So we'll hook up the positive cable first, and these screws are a little bit smaller, but they take a Phillips screwdriver. So I'll hook up that side. And so remember, I had these two. This, and be careful not to lose the little screw. All right, I'll put these all back flat so the seat will fit on there. Don't want to have anything that's gonna be pinched. Now we'll hook the negative side up, and let's see what wires we had. This one, those two things went there, and then this black one and this little red one. So get my little square piece, slide it in here. It's weird, I got it on off, but it's already priming the gas tank. Okay, now just because I got this bike in the house, I don't want to crank it just yet, so I'm going to go ahead and put it all back together before I crank it. You know, usually I would crank it to test to make sure the battery's going to start, but since I heard the fuel tank priming as soon as I hooked up the battery, I'm pretty sure it's going to start. So let me just get this this little clip here hooked up, and we will be good to go. So let me see, that was on the inside, and then we clipped it to the top, and hopefully I can find that hole under here where this screw, where this little bolt goes in. I think I got it. Now, put everything back like it was. We'll put the cover on, put the seat on, and we'll be good to go. All right, let's crank this thing up. Yep, it works. Well, I'm glad I got that taken care of. Now I don't have to worry. I've been having to put that old battery on charge and use the jump box every time I want to crank the bike, and it's just gotten a little tiring. So now, new battery, fresh, good cranks every time. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a great night. Take care. Bye-bye.